Hello guys and welcome on into another one of these videos. Today we're going to be covering Mists of Tirna Scithe 18 on a Tyrannical week. Affixes are Sanguine, Storming and Tormented as you can see, and Tyrannical obviously as I've already said. This was a group of bugs basically. If you guys remember, I uploaded a Plagueful, I believe it was 17. That was the previous key we did. Some of the people are same as the ones in this group. I actually can't remember right now on top of my head which ones are new. I believe it's Warlock, I think. Yeah, I think DH left and then we got Warlock instead. I think, or Rogue, I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, these are pugs. Not that it matters too much, but I feel like it helps, you know, because I feel like the standards for pug groups are not the same for like pre-made groups. Like if you're playing pre-made and if you're try-harding, of course, like certain like bigger level of performance is required, but what I'm trying to show you guys is that even with pugs you can time your keys and you can, you know, as long as you play well, you can give yourself a chance at least to progress on your Ryo and on your keys. Of course, you know, a lot about it is down to luck simply, like there's no way around it. Sometimes it's just, you just get unlucky, you get bad people, or sometimes it's not even bad people, sometimes good players can just make a mistake and it happens. Either way, as you saw, Kyrian boon on the first pull together with Shadowfiend. Oh no, I used Shadowfiend here, didn't I? Yeah, I used okay. So like Kyrian boon, Rupture, PI, just a lot of things for the first pull, because first pull is hard. Even on non-fortified weeks, you just want to live there as much as you can. And these guys, the only thing you need to be careful here as healer is tank will get 2 debuffs from these. What are they called? What's the ability called? Soul something. So yeah, soul split. Okay, it says on the screen. Luckily, they have weak aura to brain for me, so I don't have to brain. But yeah, soul split. It increases the damage tank takes by a lot. And I talked about this on one of the previous keys, but I'll say it again. If you have only one dispel, we're lucky as Disc Priest, we have 2 dispels, like mass dispel and single target dispel, but you would rather just use 1 dispel, so like pay attention to how the cast is happening. Sometimes you can wait for the other cast. If somebody interrupted the first cast, it's sometimes worth it to wait for the second cast and then dispel both of them. It depends whether he actually got interrupted or if they were CC'd, because if they're interrupted, they're not gonna cast it for a while, so yeah, you need to kind of like what I'm trying to say is that if they get desynced, like because usually they both go out at the same time, but if they get desynced, sometimes it's worth to hold your dispel for the second one, so you don't like dispel one and then straight after like the second one happens, and then you're kind of like, ah, god damn it, you know, I now have to heal a tank that has this. Like luckily I mean we have Pain Sup, we have, you know, Toothed if you have it, or Mana Bound Mirror, or whatever else tool you have available to keep your tank alive, but yeah, you just want to be careful about that. Okay, we take power, just pretty standard thing. Haste is a lot of value, and here we do this pull. I personally think that you can do you can do this pull on non-fortified weeks. You can even do it on fortified weeks, but on non-fortified especially, it's a lot of value to pull these guys into the mini boss, the frost guy. There's a lot of value in that, so I definitely would recommend doing that. Saves a lot of time, but only if your group feels comfortable. The only downside of that is that you would have to commit some CDs, because that is a quite like adept pull. It's quite difficult, so you would have to commit some CDs, and then you might not have CDs for the boss. So that's just something to be aware of. You know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just something you need to be careful about, because it can cause a lot of issues and a lot of problems for you.
One of the more ruthless Sworn draws close. Be ready.
Because you really, on Tyrannical, you really want to have your CDs for the boss, especially the first one on Mists of Tirna site. This guy, a bit of a difficult opponent. You gotta be very careful with this guy. He's probably the nastiest of these mini bosses, simply because he reduces healing and then he starts shredding. And if by some you know, somebody makes a mistake or you get unlucky or whatever, if somebody gets double carnaged, things get exponentially more difficult, and then you might have to commit some bigger cities that you wouldn't normally want to commit, which would, you know, Dome, Shadow Fiend, Boom. To be honest, you could be preemptively also commit some cities to these guys. There's like, I mean, think of them as like sort of like replacements for Pride in a way. They're not as difficult, but you know, there's still something that you need to deal with. And
remove it at the source.
Yeah, they're not as difficult as Prides are, in my opinion at least. Maybe somebody will disagree, but they're definitely like still, you know, definitely still an objective which you need to get past. With this guy, it's pretty straightforward. Just obviously dodge these pools and then dodge the frontal. I mean, it's not really dodge, it's literally just like pay attention, and when he does it, just move and just heal one guy. Really not that big of a deal. This boss is just annoying. It's not really difficult, and he kinda is hard if you pull other things with him that require movement, but other than that, it's really pretty simple.
Wildering pollen.
Obey me.
Tears of the forest.
So yeah, heading into the boss, there really is not much to say about this boss. It's kind of a training dummy in a way. Really, the only way you can die is if you get feared into pools and then you get clapped with the thing. I don't know what it's called, Tears of the Forest or whatever. So you just gotta be careful. I wish I had, maybe, not sure if I should have, but like maybe I should have saved Shadow Fiend for this phase, for the burn phase, for the lust. But I kinda, you know, either way we still have to push tree, you know, somebody has to push the tree so we can kill Ingra, so it's not really a bad move. And you know, the sooner you use these long cities, the sooner they'll be back as well, so it's better to put some extra uses and maybe have it back for like later into the fight. But yeah, pop Kyrian Boon, that's like our biggest DPS. DPS CD, so we pop it when the Ingra is vulnerable, and then rinse and repeat. Pretty straightforward. Try to keep people alive. Be careful here. Try to be like a little bit more active with atonements, with like manually placing them through shields and shadowments, because what can sometimes end up happening is people are not in range for the radiance, and when that happens, I don't know why, but people like to spread a little bit too much on this boss. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just like always like hunters and mages or whatever in range of radiance. So just like maybe be a little bit more active with that. And other than that, this is a pretty simple boss fight. Really not much to say about it. Just, you know, click your buttons, don't stand in bullshit, don't get frontaled, and yeah, try to save as much time as you can by popping CDs properly when the boss is taking extra damage.
Tears of the forest.
Survive this.
Bewildering pollen.
Cannot control it.
You will do my bidding.
Tears of the forest. Visage.
My sight. Darkness surrounds me.
Bewildering pollen.
Cannot control
You will do my bidding.
Tears of the forest.
endure.
And as you can see,
Roman's Wrath.
this boss, I mean, it took us quite a while. What is this, like a third phasing already, like 3 minutes and something? It's just like, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes it's not gonna be easy. Depends on your damage profile as well. Like some classes are simply more bursty, and the burst favors, like this boss favors bursty classes because he has a window where he takes increased damage. It's kind of like similar logic to how, you know, Sludge Fist was in Castle Natria. How like these like extra damage mechanics work in a way that classes that have that burst window that aligns is always, they're always gonna outperform on bosses like this. But make no mistake, you still need consistent damage to get to that point. So all the classes are, you know, if you have like more stable damage, you're still a lot like more valuable. Not more, sorry, but you're still valuable. Like I don't want, you know, anybody to think, you know, oh man, my shit can't burst. Yeah, burst is nice. It's true, and it's goddamn satisfying when you see yourself like climbing on meters or, you know, but you still need stable damage to get to that point, right? Because if we all had burst and we all saved CDs for that perfect opportunity, we might never even get to that perfect opportunity because like everybody's saving CDs. So gotta know your damage profile. Either way, almost died to Sanguine there. That was kind of spooky. Because you look how hard it is to see. It's like the textures are so weird. I don't know. I really feel like there should have been different color. But yeah, here we kind of lost a lot of the time on the maze because we didn't really know like who's gonna solve it and who's gonna do what. As I said, it's a pug group. But yeah, I think we did a decent job. Usually I solve maze, but I think I was tired here. Yeah, you can see the time on the bottom right. It was 2:38, dude. It was so late. I was pretty much brain dead at this point, to be honest. Nothing like those 2 AM keys to make you hate yourself when people leave. Nah, I'm kidding. It's it was fun. I actually enjoyed playing with this group a lot. These guys were really good. I wish I added them. Like I do this all the time. I find like decent group, we have fun, you know, and then I just don't add them or whatever. And yeah, I asked here because I saw he has an add-on, so I don't know how it works exactly. I really need to get that add-on, but I've been like looking for it, and like the last updated one is like February or something, and it's like that's so long ago. Like I hate add-ons that don't get updated. It kind of freaks me out for some reason. I don't know, gives me anxiety.
Nourish the forest. Spear flurry. Bucking rampage. Spear flurry. Bramblethorn coat. Spear flurry.
No fooling you.
Spear flurry. Nourish the forest. Nourish the forest. Nourish the forest.
Now here's just, you know, There really isn't much to say about that. Like this week is so easy that I really don't know what to tell you guys about these packs. Like Sanguine and Storming. Storming is obviously just don't stand in Tornado, and Sanguine is like mostly up to the tank. They keep kiting the ads. The only thing we can do is push with Shining Force, and I've done that a lot. So if you like want to see how you can do it, you can. You can kind of watch and see for yourself. I really don't know what else to say about these packs. And this guy is same, like we're just gonna smite a lot, you know, Mind Blast, Penance, Solace, Smite, Mind Blast, Balance, Solace, Smite. I have no CDs, I use them already, so I don't really have, you know, any extra contribution other than just smiting and PIing somebody.
Poisonous discharge. Triple bite. Triple bite. Poisonous discharge.
Uh-oh, that wasn't right.
They're very screwed up a bit.
You did it! Good guess.
Spear Flurry. Bucking Rampage. Spear Flurry. Bramblethorn Coat.
I guess we assumed that it was the boss time, and now we saw that it's not. Now we're heading into packs.
Nourish the forest. Spear Flurry.
Once again, same story. Dodge Storming, dodge Sanguine.
Spear Flurry.
Put mobs in Sanguine. One thing to be careful is that you don't want to be fearing or pushing mobs into Sanguine, so if you're not sure what you're doing, it's better to not do anything and let tank handle it if he's doing a good job. And see, sometimes we can get unlucky like this and he starts spear flurrying while he's in Sanguine. It is what it is. This is just something you have to live with.
Hooray! You're almost there. We're gonna have so much fun.
Dodgeball.
About this boss. Okay, there's a lot to say about this boss, but at the same time, almost nothing. Like it's all common sense as far as I'm concerned. Well, this hunter maybe needed my tips and advices before that. I'm kidding. He's it happens, you know. Sometimes you just don't notice spells. But yeah, basically the formula for this is obviously unless you're a tank. Tank has like his specific interrupt mechanics. If you're a DPS, just hit. Every group has a way to CC Fox. Every group. The biggest DPS increase is always going to be staying alive. Fox is fast. It's deceptively fast. I'm talking about illusionary whooping. Just CC it, for God's... Please, just CC it. I don't want to swear, so I'm not gonna finish my sentence the way I wanted to. Just CC it, please. Don't let your, like, DPS or your tank or your healer run away from the Fox. It's ridiculous and pointless and it doesn't help anyone. Just click your CC button and CC it. It's easy. Like root works, trap works, blind works, fears works, stuns work, polymorph works. I'm not sure about the hex, but I think hex might work as well. There's like so many, like every group you have to have some of these tools. Paralyze works. It's just like, I think paralyze works actually I'm not sure. Haven't ever seen anybody paralyze it, but I think it works. Either way, there must be like some sort of CC your group can do. Just do it. No, don't let the fox. Worst case scenario, if you really have no CC, like there's just no CCs in group. I would say that's an oversight on like group making in the first place, but you know, let's say you really don't have CC. In that case, simply slow it. You need to slow it then, because that fox is fast. Don't risk it. Second thing I want to talk about is do not underestimate this boss's damage once it does the guessing game. Once this boss does guessing game, the AoE damage is very overwhelming. Make sure you have like Rupture for the first one, then maybe Gnome for the second one, or just Radiance plus Shadow Fiend plus another Radiance. And then you should get like Kyrian Boon for the next one. And you can keep Dome for just in case. I think I'm probably gonna use my barrier here. Sorry for sometimes calling it barrier and sometimes Dome. It's a habit to call it barrier, old one, but the new one, because everybody nowadays calls it Dome for whatever reason. Is I sometimes call it Dome. But yeah, so I just pop Kyrian Boom here and I finish off the boss. Honestly, I should have done this much earlier, because then I would have got it back. But yeah, this, you really don't want to wipe to this boss. Like this boss is free as long as people are focused. It's really not hard boss. Like if you're trying to push keys and you find this boss difficult, then you just don't understand how this boss works, in my opinion. This is probably one of the freest and easiest bosses, as long as like the ball attack is so easy to dodge. Like you literally just need to do like a tiny side step. The hitbox is so small. What you can do if you really want to like try hard and optimize, you guys can just all stack and then just move together. That makes it so that there's always gonna be like a lot of free space. Spread for fox, stack for balls. But that, in my opinion, is just an overcomplication of a very simple boss. It's easy, just move to the side. It's really not complicated. And here we're a little bit tight on time here, because Mists is it's a relatively chill key, but it does feel kind of tight on time at the moment. It's not that easy to time anymore. It used to be like one of the freest keys ever, but now I don't know if it's the lack of prides or they nerfed or changed something, or I'm not really sure what it is.
Run away.
But it definitely feels more difficult at the moment to time Mists than it used to be in the previous season. Like Mists used to be that like free key that everybody would go for weeklies and stuff like that. Now I think Mists is actually not that easy to time. It's quite unforgiving on like any sort of wipes and any sort of mistakes, in my opinion. It might be just because it's like early in the season or whatever, but yeah, either way. We did pretty decent there. We pick up shields. I think we're probably gonna be doing some bigger pulls now. Yeah, you saw how like I communicated with a tank. I told him like we have CDs, we can go big, but he said minus, which means no. So I'm gonna assume that he either wanted to play it safe, or he had no CDs and he didn't trust me enough or the team enough, which is totally fine. In my opinion, a little bit of a waste of time to go for this pull like this. We could have easily pulled more. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but you barely kept people alive. Yeah, but that's because I haven't used my CDs, because I'm not gonna use my CDs if I'm, you know, if it's not a big pull. Like I don't want to commit my CDs for a small pull, because I'm not sure if he wants to do a bigger pull after. So you know, that's one of those things that you just kind of have to feel out with pugs, you know, like I'm not gonna use my CDs now, and then if he does a big pull now, for example, now I'm dry on CDs, so I'm just saving them. And you can see here we did it, I think we did another small pull and then probably double. something like that. But once again, I do think this was a waste of time. We could have easily done like two triple pulls, and I think we would have been completely fine. But actually, considering these interrupts now that I'm watching this, maybe it's better that we didn't. Like, we didn't interrupt anything. That was kind of a yikes. But yeah. I don't know.
Stimulate resistance.
As a discipline priest, it's a bit cringe for us because like we're strong when we use 1 or 2 CDs, but if we're just healing like these 1x1 packs, it just feels so weird because, you know, I don't really want to be rapturing this. I don't want to be using Kyrian boon for this. I don't want to use Shadowfin for this. It's all like we have all 3-minute CDs. Like Rapture, you can. Rapture is pretty much like every pull CD almost, but all these other ones, they're like, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of cringy. I don't know. It's like, dude, I don't want to be using the big CD when I can just mine seer and pendants and just deal damage. Kind of feels like a waste.
I need to target something first.
Consume, devour, feast, boom,
Acid expulsion.
And boss time. You know, this boss is also pretty straightforward. One thing you want to pay attention to is obviously Mind Link. Be careful with Mind Link. If it's on you, move away. If it's on somebody else, move away from them. Be very careful because as a discipline priests, we are really slow unless we are in ascendant boon form, which is like once every 3 minutes, unless you have legendary. So just be careful with that. Don't be lazy. Look at where the abilities are happening. Contribute with damage as much as you can, but don't be greedy. Like, the best thing you can do for your group is just stay alive on this boss. And you can see this is the part where I should have used Rupture here. I just kind of like, I don't know why I didn't. I guess I was like focusing too much on surviving, which, you know, since it worked, I can't say it's bad, but the thing about these abilities is like most of them will one-shot you, so usually the healing you do is not gonna make too big of a difference. Like all these little damages people are taking is like the AoE and the them like walking over green stuff and things like that. So like us healing is not gonna save them from the big
accelerated incubation.
what is it called? The blue thing, and the obviously the green swirl is a one shot as well. Well, I say one shot, and here the hunter survives. But yeah, consumption. Yes, I forgot. I couldn't remember for a second how it's called. But yeah, consumption. It's just like you're just gonna, you know, of course you wanna heal them. I'm not saying not to heal them, please. Don't misunderstand me. But I'm just saying, like when it comes to these things, the best thing we can do is just kind of like help with damage. To be honest, you cannot heal through these things. You know, they're just one-shot mechanics. So don't really bother like trying to keep people alive. If they get hit, they die. That's it. Like whether they're 100% HP or 70% HP does not really matter. If it means you putting your life at risk to put them on 100% HP, it's not worth it. That's what I'm trying to say at this whole time. Of course you should kill them. But my whole point was, if you think you might be dying, I just realized I've been talking about this throughout the whole fight and literally for no reason. But you guys know what I mean, I hope. Like, if there's a risk of you dying, for you to heal them like 20% HP, usually it's not worth it if the mechanics of the boss are not like slowly ticking people but one-shotting, because even if they get hit, even if they're 100% HP, they will still die, so it's kind of pointless. Okay guys, I just wanted to say, sorry, I feel like this whole commentary was a bit weird, I don't know why, just felt a little bit off. But I wanted to say either way, thank you for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it either way, and I hope to see you guys again. You know, comment, like, subscribe if you want to, of course. You can also follow my Twitch or my other social media. I would appreciate that. And, you know, have a good day. Look forward to more videos. I think I'm gonna post the 9 Mythic kill now. And I have Theater of Pain 19 done as well, so we're gonna be posting that. Sorry for the spoilers. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.